Hey crypto fans, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today guys, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin and where it might be headed in the short term and the long term right now, you guys. So, first thing I want to start off with here is I don't listen to FUD, okay? I mean nobody does really. Realistically here though, I don't like to waste my time staring at, news articles and stuff like that just completely talk complete shit about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general. It just doesn't make sense. It's just a waste of friggin' time and, hey, who's got time for that, right? So guys, I just simply, I literally just listen to my own thoughts and opinions on my own, on my own personal views on how I look at things, because that's all that really matters here, realistically. So me filling my head with all kinds of bullshit that you read from like all kinds of different fudding websites, CNBC, CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, all these other places that completely talk shit about different coins and crypto on a regular daily basis. I'm not really into that sort of thing. So I just look at my charts and, keep to myself and kind of do my own thing. And, hey, it works out for me pretty well. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of an update here on Bitcoin and see where we can clearly see it in the short term and the long term here, you guys. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because obviously we all know that Bitcoin recently took a giant shit straight down. So we're going to talk about it a little bit here and see what we got going on. So guys, as most of you know, I am strictly a MACD and RSI trader. I've been trading this way for about 5 years now, and I love it. It works out great for me, and I'll continue to do things this way until I no longer make money doing it. But I don't see that ever happening, so I'll continue to use just RSI and MACD for the long term. So guys, we're going to talk about both short-term and long-term here, you guys. So obviously the only opinions I'm going to be able to give to you guys are only based on specifically RSI and MACD fundamentals. So let's check this out, you guys. So as we can clearly see on the daily chart here, we can clearly see, you guys, that Bitcoin, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7. Bitcoin literally just spent the last 7 days trending completely straight downwards, you guys. And as we can also see here on RSI, we are completely sitting at the absolute oversold zone, you guys. And obviously, you guys, usually 9 times out of 10, when things start to get oversold, we start to trend upwards. I mean, we can clearly see it happened here a little bit. We can see here it happened, obviously here as well. We started trending upwards as well. And then we go back even further here again, yeah, we were here, but kept going down a little bit, obviously, and it just kind of went sideways for a while, but you know what happens. But realistically here, you guys, where we're sitting at right now, we can fully expect what I'm seeing here right now is we are going to end up going down maybe a little bit tiny further or maybe sideways for just, a little bit of time here. And the reason why I say that, you guys, is clearly I'm looking at MACD here and we can clearly see that, it has not, I mean, we literally just crossed and we are currently trending downwards a little bit here. We can clearly see that. And based on history, you guys, we can see here that 9 times out of 10, when these volume bars start forming on MACD, usually they ride out for, at least, usually from what, from my personal experience, they usually ride out for at least 3 to 7 days minimum before they start to gradually start going up again. So realistically here, you guys, that's why in the short term, I think we are continuing to go down just a little bit before we start to see any kind of sideways momentum or a little bit of upward momentum. So personally here, realistically, you guys, again, I'm not a magician, so I can't guarantee you anything, but I personally really do think that it's a good possibility we might be seeing some sub 20,000 levels here in the short term. So I think within the next, 3 to 7 days here, I think that's a good possibility that could potentially happen here. And then obviously when that does happen, you guys, if it happens, then realistically, it's going to start turning over into the lighter pink, the lighter pink volume bars, as we can see here. I like to explain things like I'm 5, so this is why I talk about pink bars and volume bars and all these little kid type things. It's easier for people to understand, so that's why I do it. So realistically here, you guys, so as we get to like right here, probably 18th or so, somewhere around there, maybe 19th even, the volume bars are going to start decreasing and start heading over, crossing over into the green again, and that's when we'll end up starting that potential little bit of an uptrend or sideways trend. And that's personally what I think is going to be happening here, you guys, in the short term, that is. So now, the reason why I think that it's going to continue to go sideways or down in the short term is simply because of this, you guys. When we look at the long-term things here, so we'll go to the 1 week chart now. When we look at things long-term here, all right, so this is the 1 week chart, and clearly, you guys, we can clearly see these bars on MACD are not finished yet. We are still definitely continuing to move downwards on the 1 week chart. I mean, we can clearly see it clear as day here, you guys. I mean, yeah, we are oversold, but MACD, it's still not, it doesn't even look poised to be ready to even cross back upwards again. It doesn't even look like it, not even close. So realistically here, you guys, I don't think that, short term or midterm, we are going anywhere, but I don't think we're going anywhere but, further down a little bit here. And again here, when we look at the long-term grand scheme of things here, you guys, we'll go to the monthly chart now. It's pretty much the same thing, okay? But you can clearly see the bigger picture here. On the 1 month chart, we can clearly see the bigger picture. So this is why I think we are going to be headed down much further from where we're at, and why I personally believe that we might even have another full leg downwards before we start moving up again. Here we've got a... let's see here. We are clearly, when we're looking at RSI here, you guys, we are clearly over the 50 mark, which is pretty much, we're pretty much oversold here. So yeah, you guys, people are still selling out. Large money is still exiting the market, and we can clearly see here that people are still selling out, you guys. And when we look at MACD, we can see that these bars are still trending downwards. And as we can see here from the last bull bear market, you guys, back in late 2017, early 2018, when we were going down a lot, you guys, we can clearly see, when we were down here at this point, which is where we pretty much are right now, these lines right here, the lines on the MACD, they were all right around the top section of the volume bars, you guys. And that's kind of a big key thing here, because I can't see it, I don't have access to it, but the bear bull market before that, it was the same concept, okay? Now here's the thing, cycles can be different and they can do different things, but historically speaking, if we were to go based off of history, realistically here, you guys, if we were to wait until these lines go down to these levels again, right above the bars, if it were to happen again, we can clearly see that we probably got at least another month or so left of, before we start trending, somewhat upwards again. And we can clearly see that right here. Again, guys, we've got the lines here. Every time that they cross, or every time that they're, in this bull bear market long term, we can clearly see that the lines are all the way down here. They're not there yet. We can clearly see that right here. They probably are maybe a month away, maybe a month out or so. That's kind of what I'm getting at here when I'm seeing it from my personal view and my personal perspective. But overall here, you guys, I personally think we're going to be headed down here for a little bit longer. Again, maybe a month or so. I don't know for sure, but I'm totally guessing maybe at least a month here. That's what I'm personally expecting, and that's what I'm basing my current buys off of. So I guess we'll see what happens here, right? But overall here, you guys, long term, I think we are going to be headed down for at least another month minimum. And after that, I think we are going to slowly start seeing upwards movement again, just like we did right here, back in this, at the end of this bear market right here, you guys. We clearly saw, we dropped all the way down to here, right down in here, and it'll be the same thing here again, you guys. It'll drop down all the way to the line, and then we will start another small rally upwards, all the way to the top, upwards, and then we'll start going down again before we start moving up to another full-on, fully fledged bull market. So realistically here, you guys, based on history alone, that's what I personally think is going to happen. So let's go back to the 1-day chart again and check this out. So when we are looking at the 1-day chart, again, guys, we can clearly see that we are currently oversold, okay? So realistically here, like I was saying earlier, you guys, I truly believe that, in the short term, honestly, I really do think that we can really start to see maybe some, sideways momentum, or maybe just a little bit of momentum upwards. But I mean, when we look, you got to make that in alignment with the long-term picture as well, you guys, because when we look at long-term compared to short-term, we can clearly see that, they're both connected in the same way. The daily chart in the short term here, you guys, we can clearly see that it's going to continue to move downwards a little bit here. And that's because on the long-term chart is still poised and still showing that, we're probably going to continue to move down a little bit further as well. So overall here, you guys, hey, there's really not much else to say about it. I mean, we can clearly see it on the charts right here. Now here's the thing: you're going to get different views and different opinions from all sorts of people, and that's okay. Hey, I mean, we're all we're all allowed to have our own opinions, you guys. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody's got their own opinion and everything out there, and it's completely okay to have your own opinion, you guys. So whether you agree with me or not, that's okay. I really don't care. We're not gonna ruin my day any. So hey, it is what it is. But overall here, you guys, realistically, that's gonna pretty much do it for this video though. So I will go ahead and wrap this one up. If you guys have any questions about this or anything, please feel free to reach out to me on Twitter. Other than that, you guys, again, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. But again, guys, before you guys leave, go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a new crypto and altcoin video from me on a regular basis. And hey guys, with that said, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the comment section of my future videos or chatting with me here on Twitter.